You ever look at your bank account and just feel stuck? Like, you make decent money, but it just seems to evaporate. You can't figure out why you're not getting ahead. Well, what if I told you the answer isn't in some complicated spreadsheet or budget app? What if it's actually hidden deep in your past? I mean, check this out. This is a real piece of advice someone's mother gave them, shared on Reddit. You'll always have debts, so enjoy cash while you can. Whoa, it's kind of shocking, right? But it perfectly captures this powerful truth that so many of our deepest beliefs about money, they're just handed down to us. We absorb them without even thinking about it. And, beliefs like that really get to the heart of what we're talking about today. Why is managing money so hard? I mean, we all know the basics, right? Save more, spend less. Easy. But actually doing it, it feels like fighting an uphill battle. And here's the kicker. The reason why isn't some failure of logic. It's all about these emotional habits that took root way, way back when we were just kids.
All right, so for our first section, let's unpack this money mystery. We're going to look at some hard data that shows just how deep these financial patterns run and how they get passed down from one generation to the next. And listen, this isn't just a hunch or a feeling, it's a clear, measurable pattern. Get this, one survey found that a staggering 53%, that's more than half, of adults with high credit card debt had kids who also spent money the second they got their hands on it. So the cycle, it's absolutely real, and it starts way earlier than most of us think.
So how does this cycle actually work? Well, it all comes down to something experts call financial baggage, or my favorite term, money scripts. These are basically the unconscious rules and beliefs about money that we picked up as kids, just by watching and listening to the grown-ups in our lives.
And these scripts, they tend to fall into three main buckets. First up, the idea that money is endless and kind of magical, right? Maybe your parents used a credit card for everything, so to you, it just looked like this magic piece of plastic that never ran out. Then there's the script that money is a substitute for love or a reward for your emotions. Ever get cash to stop a tantrum? Yeah, that teaches you to use spending to soothe your feelings. And third, there's the script that money is this scary, dark secret. If bills were only ever talked about in these hushed, anxious whispers, you learn pretty fast that money is something to be feared and avoided.
So what this all means is, if you struggle with debt, it is not because you're bad with money or because you're failing at logic. Not at all. You're simply acting out an emotional response you learned a long, long time ago. That impulse buy, it isn't a character flaw. It's a learned coping mechanism. Okay, so if it's not about logic, then what is it about? Well, in this next section, we are diving into the science of spending. We're going to look at a couple of key ideas from behavioral finance that explain exactly why these childhood habits have such a powerful grip on us as adults. So let's kick things off with a concept called mental accounting. Basically, your brain doesn't see all money as the same. It creates these little mental buckets or envelopes. You've got your grocery money bucket, your fun money bucket, your bills bucket. This is exactly why saving $5 on a $15 lunch feels like a huge victory, right? But saving that same $5 on a $125 jacket, who cares? It's the same amount of money, but in your brain, it's coming out of a totally different bucket. Now, these mental buckets tie directly into something called the pain of paying. And I'm not being dramatic. This isn't a metaphor. It's a real psychological sting we feel when we part with our money. Think of it like this. The more a purchase hurts, the less likely we are to actually go through with it. It's like our brain's built-in emergency brake for spending. And this is where how we pay makes a massive difference. Think about paying with cash. It creates a high level of pain. It's tangible. You physically watch the money leave your hand. It's gone. But a credit card? That's super low pain. The payment feels distant, abstract. It's just a simple swipe or a tap. So what credit cards do is they effectively numb that pain of paying, which, you guessed it, makes it incredibly easy to fall right back into that old childhood script that money is endless. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time on the why. Now, let's get to the how. In this section, we're going to lay out a super simple 3-step action plan. And it's all backed by the science we've been talking about, designed to help you finally break those old patterns and start writing a brand new story with your money. And the plan really is simple. Step 1, identify your script. Step 2, create a pause rule. And step 3, automate your healing. Okay, let's break each of those down.
Okay, step 1 is all about becoming a detective of your own habits. For just 1 week, I want you to keep a simple journal. Every time you spend money, jot down what you bought and, this is the crucial part, how you were feeling right before you did it. Were you stressed, bored, celebrating? This is how you'll uncover the emotional trigger for your spend. You'll start to see the pattern, like, oh, when I'm stressed, I believe I deserve a treat. All right, step 2 is about creating a little bit of friction. All you have to do is implement a 24-hour pause rule. So for any non-essential purchase over, say, $50, you have to wait a full 24 hours before you're allowed to buy it. This tiny delay is so powerful, it acts like a circuit breaker for that emotional impulse, and it gives your rational brain a chance to climb back into the driver's seat. And finally, step 3 is where you make success pretty much inevitable. Look, the best way to beat bad habits is to make good habits effortless. True financial control isn't about having more willpower, it's about having better systems. So, on payday, set up an automatic transfer to your savings. Set up automatic payments for your debt. When you automate these things, you take the emotion completely out of the decision. You literally can't fall back on that old habit of avoidance. So, let's bring it all together. We've seen how our childhood shapes our financial habits, and we've seen how modern life, with things like credit cards, can exploit those old, deep-seated scripts. The real path forward isn't just another complicated budget. It's about understanding something much, much deeper. Because here's the bottom line, your financial future isn't really written in a spreadsheet or a banking app. It's written in the money scripts inside your own head. And that means real, lasting change doesn't start with cutting your subscriptions. It starts with self-awareness. It starts with understanding your own psychology. When you identify your scripts, when you pause your impulses, and when you automate your goals, that's how you take back control. That's how you stop letting your past write the checks for your future. So the only question left is, what's the first chapter of your new money story going to be?